Yesterday, I attended Lehigh Valley Comic Con in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It's about an hour and a half drive for me, but it's a show I've gone a few times and it's totally worth it. It's a nice little day trip. It's a pretty big show, like good amount of space, so it never feels too cramped, and the attendance was pretty good. Last year, there was a serious problem where we got there pretty early, but we waited in line for quite a while before we got in the door. And that persisted throughout the whole day. I mean, it was into the afternoon and we were still kind of looking out and seeing like a line of people wrapping around the building. They sorted that out this year. I think they started selling the tickets online, so maybe that helped a bit. People bought them in advance, got to just show up, pick them up. But yeah, we didn't have to wait in line. We got there right at 10 o'clock, so I was a little worried we'd be stuck in that situation like last year, but we were in the door in 10 or 15 minutes. And like I said, it's a nice space show, and it's not a comic book dominated show, but there is a good amount of comic book vendors. There were still a few Funko Pop guys, which, thankfully we don't see nearly as many Funko Pop vendors as we used to, but there were still a few of those, and there was a few Pokemon vendors this year, which, Pokemon is just on fire right now. Trading cards in general are just so hot, so it doesn't surprise me to see some of that representation there. But it's a good show because, it's people from all sorts of different spaces definitely show up for it. There's also quite a bit of artists, guys like Scott Hanna that you see a lot of these local New Jersey shows, and other comic book artists, and they also had some actors, voice actors, that sort of thing. So it's a nice show, but we're focused on the comic books, which there were aplenty. Lots of nice wall books. Hopefully you're seeing footage of that stuff. I'm gonna splice in so you could see. Good amount of people selling, and it's a good variety of high-end and low-end books. One of the things about the Lehigh Valley Comic Convention is there are a lot of like dollar books, and there's even quite a bit of like 50-cent boxes as well. So if you're into just digging, looking for that cheap stuff, which I love, but I wasn't out there for this time around. It's a really good show for that. But I haven't been trying to fill as many runs now that I've been really zeroing in on trying to put all my time and focus and my budget into finishing Amazing Spider-Man and picking up Amazing Spider-Man keys. I haven't really been working on digging in the dollar bins as much, but I did do a little bit of looking. One book I pulled out of the dollar bins, I rescued from the dollar bins because it's a great book. It's Spider-Man #1, the second, or I think it might be the second or third kind of volume of Miles Morales' era of Spider-Man. I think it's 2016. Solid run. I needed this for my PC. The reason it was in the dollar bin is it does have a crunched corner, which you might not be able to see on camera, and it does have this full crease in the top area right around there, and the bag, like the board itself behind the book, also had that crease, so it's very obvious somebody like crunched it in half, and it runs through the whole thing. But you know what, for $1, it's a great book to have. It's a book I see a lot of people still trying to get 15 or $20 for. So for $1, I can't be mad about that at all. And then another book I picked up, paid $15 for this. It's Spider-Man #1, that first miniseries where Peter and Miles kind of meet and get to go through a bit of an adventure themselves. Finally, in the last issue of this, I think, is when Peter kind of tells Miles that it's okay to refer to himself as Spider-Man, which is a cool moment. But yeah, it's a series that I always wanted to get. I just haven't really spent a lot of time tracking down the issues. I have #2. I think that's it. So #1, really good. So now I just got to get 3, 4, 5. And then the biggest book that I picked up, I got it from a local shop, Cloud City Games, Comics, Toys. I am not familiar with the area, unfortunately, but I will put a link to their website in the description. These guys had an awesome booth. Truthfully, the most competitive prices in the building. A lot of really awesome Silver Age keys and wall books just in boxes. They didn't really set up a big wall. They had a really big, kind of 360 setup in the second room, and their prices were just really good. You're going to see some footage of the booth there. You already saw it. I haven't decided how I'm going to cut this up. Where I went through quite a bit, and if I wasn't working on a limited budget yesterday, I probably would have spent a lot more money there. But the book that I did get, I think, was a really good steal of a book, and that is, of course, Amazing Spider-Man 101, first appearance of Morbius. I'll hold it from here so you can see the spine more. But very worn book, and they had it priced at $76. When I pulled it out of the box, I wish you could have saw my face because I was like, $76. I've been looking at this book. It's one of the smaller books that I've been looking to add to my collection this year. And I get the eBay notifications. I look every single morning, and you just don't really see copies of this book for under $120 to $150 in the lowest condition. I think the lowest grade copy on eBay right now is buy it now $150. But $76, so I was expecting this to be missing a page or something wrong with it, detached staple. And nope, I opened it up and the staples are attached. It's obviously very worn on the binding, large crease right across here, crunched corner there, you know, whatever. Plenty of wear, plenty of love, but it is 100% complete. There's no missing pages, staples attached, so it's an absolute grab for me, guys. Under $100. It's a, you know, it's not a huge key, but obviously one I needed for the personal collection, but one that, you know, really spiked in price for a little bit there when that horrible movie was coming out, and it just really hasn't come down. A mid-grade copy of this book still sells for quite a bit of money, so for under $100, there was no universe where this was not coming home with me. So it's an absolutely fantastic pickup. Once again, that was from a local store. Forgive me, I just don't know the area that well, but Cloud City Games.com. Cloud City Games, Comics, and Toys. I'm going to put a link in the description, I promise. Really nice people as well. Shout out to Sean and Tyler, who I talked to over there. They were both very nice, passionate fans of the space, and that's what we love. Another thing I want to say, you know, a lot of vendors, we all know, not a lot of people spend a lot of time rebagging, boarding their books or repricing their books. You know, everybody has gone through a vendor who just has sticky books, sticky bags and boards. These guys couldn't be the opposite of that. I mean, more the opposite of that. Every single one of the better wall book or keys that they had in their boxes was not only in a really nice Mylar bag and board, clean bag and board, by the way. Like, I took it out and the board itself was clean, which we've all seen those dirty yellow boards behind those books, right? Clean bag and board, and every single book was in a top loader. And unlike in the Pokemon card community, apparently, I got to keep the top loader. I guess they call it bumpers, where they put it around the slab. But regardless, you know, so I'm not going to keep it in the, you know, top loader. It's going to go in my boxes. But I have a top loader now for something else. And that was super cool. I mean, seriously, everything was really, really high quality. Everything was nice, clean. And once again, their prices, although kind of weird, you know, a lot of things were like $39, $46. This was, you know, $76. Very odd way that they went about throwing prices around, you know. I guess they don't like even numbers like myself, but for, once again, still no complaints. $76 for Amazing Spider-Man 101 was a hell of a grab. And yeah, that is pretty much everything I did at Lehigh Valley Comic Con. It was a quick day for sure, but it was totally worth the hour-and-a-half drive back and forth. And I suggest, if you guys are in the area, to check out Cloud City and check out Lehigh Valley Comic Con next year if you have never been before. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the footage that I showed off of the con, as well as checking out the books I picked up. I want to do one more last plug on my Instagram. It's Socrates Comics, and on there you'll see my YouTube tagged, my eBay tagged, and like I said, if you watched my last video, some of those bigger books from that collection are sitting up on eBay right now. You can go buy them if you would like to. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. See you next time.